Hello Physical Fiends, it is Jordan here with some just announced physical releases. These are games that have recently been announced, they are not releasing this week, and as always I don't do limited pre-order stuff since they are always covered in Monday's video, and I don't want to repeat myself. And be aware, yes, the Nintendo Direct did just recently happen, the dust has not properly settled yet, so by the time I start making this video and actually publishing it, maybe some new, more interesting, fascinating things have come out, but they will all be in the next episode, don't worry. Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee Remastered is a very exciting upcoming physical release on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch 2 on a proper cartridge. Prior to featuring it in this video series, it was fresh enough to sneak into my upcoming Switch 2 physicals video, and many comments were focused and hyped on this game. A remaster of a 6th generation cult classic, many consider it to be the best Godzilla kaiju game out there, an arena brawler with giant monsters, impossible to go wrong with, and it's releasing physically on November the 3rd. Barbie Rewind. Look, this is the biggest test for me. You guys know I love retro compilations, usually of anything. I'm down for it, but Barbie? Well, you know what? Why not? 16 Barbie games ranging from 1991 all the way up to 2007, including never-before-released games. Interestingly, there is also a game within this collection that has you decorating a house, and you can help that by playing the retro games included. The full list of games hasn't been detailed yet, but it is coming physically on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch on November the 12th. So, literally, in the world of gaming, only Godzilla and Barbie are willing to go up against GTA 6. It's Barbzilla, and I appreciate the balls. Godzilla, we all know he's got big balls. Barbie, well, who knows this day and age? But I'm excited, and the Switch version of the Barbie game also has a deluxe edition which comes with a unique Barbie doll. So if you've got a daughter or you've got problems, then maybe you'll want to consider the deluxe edition. The Atari website says that these unique dolls are individually numbered with 20,000 of them available. Persona 4 Revival is getting a physical release on PlayStation 5 and Xbox, and I've been very hyped about this. Persona 4 is one of my favorite JRPGs, and this, well, it's not as grand of a remake as I was expecting. It looks more like a high-res port, but maybe that's just my nostalgia glasses filling things in. If you've never played this before, expect a masterpiece of social JRPG-ness, a great whodunit story, character interactions, a fun battle system. It has it all. It's releasing February the 18th in a standard edition as well as a collector's edition. And by the way, if you want to order this or anything else included in this video, then please consider using the links I put down below in the description and pinned comment. I've linked a few stores where applicable, and any purchase made via those links helps support me and this channel in the best way possible, and I do truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. Kingdom Hearts Collection 1-3 is releasing on PlayStation 5 on December the 3rd. On Nintendo Switch 2, it is a game key. Boo! And in fact, Square have stated that even the PlayStation 5 release will require some kind of download just because the collection is that bloated. Anyways, this contains pretty much most, if not all, the current Kingdom Hearts games, which I'm sure some people will be happy about even if the physical is rubbish. Dragon Quest Monsters The Withered World is releasing physically on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. Sadly, on Switch 2, it is a game key. Boom! The latest Dragon Quest Monsters game should be an interesting competitor to Pokemon. Visually, it's looking rather nice, a bit more old school in its style compared to the Dark Prince, at least just from the trailer. One to look forward to in my opinion if you like monster collecting RPGs. December the 3rd for this one. Final Fantasy Resonance is releasing physically on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch on October the 22nd. On Switch 2, it is a game key. Boom! Now, when the trailer first started playing, I'm like, wait, is this a remake of Final Fantasy VI? And I was so hyped. But once it started unfolding, and then you're calling in famous Final Fantasy heroes to help you in battle, I'm like, okay, this is obviously a mobile game. Gotcha! Has ruined gaming, it's ruined storytelling, and world building forever. How can you have a proper, immersive story when you're summoning Cloud Strife to help you in battle? It's impossible. I'm out of that story straight away, but that is old man me, because It does look fantastic, a gorgeous JRPG in 2D HD that looks like the best one yet, and of course it should be because it's Square's flagship franchise now joining the fray. It's going to be a big JRPG to add to your collection. Lies of P Complete Edition. I don't know why whenever I see this I want to call it Life of Pi. It's releasing on Nintendo Switch 2 on a proper cartridge October the 2nd. Leave it up to the smaller publishers to do things right, and this is considered to be one of the best Souls-like action games out there. A dark take on the Pinocchio tale, this has some excellent reviews thanks to its gameplay, setting and style. And even me, who's not really into like the genre, Souls-like stuff, I love the presentation of this, so even I might give it a go. Its retail physical is available to pre-order right now, but I Am 8-Bit also have some special editions on their website. Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3 Nintendo Switch 2 editions are all getting proper physical releases on Nintendo Switch 2. Hell yes! 3 individual releases spread over the course of the second half of this year. Each game is getting the up-res treatment, making them look and play better than ever. Even with a little bit of gameplay extras too. For example, in Xenoblade 1, you can pilot the Ether Jet to zoom around the world faster. The heart-to-heart cutscenes are now fully voiced. In the second game, that has a new blade, and now you can control them in a battle with the new battle mode. And the third game has a new hero, a new battle mode, and fully voiced cutscenes too. All 3 games are available to pre-order physically right now with the links down below. They're releasing in order on July the 30th, October the 1st, and December the 3rd, 3 essential JRPGs. Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. I mean, who wasn't sold by the 5-minute thumb wrestling demonstration? Here you get a bunch of motion control sports games that can make you feel like you're back in 2006, which is fine because 2006 is better than 2026. This is releasing on a proper Nintendo Switch 2 cartridge, October the 22nd. Orbitals has been pushed quite a lot by Nintendo. It's an exclusive Switch 2 title that has 2-player co-op as a focus. It's like It Takes Two, that sort of thing. 2 people work together. Thankfully, there is couch co-op, so you don't need 2 consoles or online to play. I love the key art for this, like the retro anime cutscenes, but when the gameplay starts, I'm like, what does that have to do with it? They don't seem to match at all, but I know people love these kind of games, and I will give it a go with my daughter if I have the chance. It's releasing September the 5th on a proper Switch 2 cartridge. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. Yes, they are still calling it Fortune's Weave. It's a wig. It's the lucky wig. But it's finally got a release date, and we finally have confirmation that it's releasing on a proper cartridge. I think we all knew that it would. It's just nice to have, confirmation. It's releasing September the 17th, the same day as Trails in the Sky second chapter. RIP RPG fans who somehow have to defy the laws of time and space in order to dedicate time to both titles. It looks great. But so far, it seems to only revolve around like an arena competition. We need a global war, guys, so I am sure we'll get a dedicated direct to spoil everything in advance. The standard editions are available to pre-order right now, but there will also be a mini collector's edition at some point in the future too. Hello Kitty Party Land is releasing physically on Nintendo Switch October the 30th. On Nintendo Switch 2, it will be a game key. I can't even be asked to boo that one. This is a variety minigame. Actually, for the target audience, it's probably a good one. There's lots of things to do, lots of characters and stickers to collect, plenty of modes. You can't look down on it. Muramasa Revenant Blades is releasing physically on PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo Switch 2 on a proper cartridge sometime next year. This contains the original game as well as the add-on, which I wasn't aware of. Gorgeous side-scrolling hacking and slashing. This was one of the most well-loved Wii and Vita games developed by Vanillaware. This is definitely a massively hyped release. Sadly, at the time of making this video, pre-orders are not open for it yet, but I will link them below if they turn up by the time I publish it, and if not, I'll be sure to mention the game again in a later episode when they do. Tenebris Somnia. A quick mention to this, I made a video about it on its own, but this is Lost in Cult's first physical release on Nintendo Switch 2 and Xbox, plus a PlayStation 5 physical, a horror game that makes a 16-bit pixel art with FMVs, a fascinating mashup. Since I made the video, alongside the Lost in Cult Retail Plus and Editions version, the standard retail release is available to pre-order right now. Star Wars Zero Company is releasing physically on PlayStation 5 and Xbox on August the 27th. This seems to be if Star Wars and XCOM had a baby. You make your squad, there's permadeath if you lose someone, lots of customization, hopefully not too much failing on your part. There's like a good production value in here with cutscenes and story segments, a lot of your modern Star Wars tropes. It could be good. Minecraft Dungeons 2 has you swapping your pickaxe for a sword and delving into dungeons, preferably with friends to loot the place out. The first entry was pretty good from what I remember, simple combat, but with the Minecraft assets it probably makes it a more enticing prospect for kids. A decent entry point into the dungeon crawling genre, September the 29th, on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Hot Wheels Infinite Rush, another racing game for the toy line, releasing physically on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. Sadly on Nintendo Switch 2, it is a game key. Boo! Expect more crazy and yet somehow still bland racing with the toys. It's coming September the 24th. Fable is releasing physically on PlayStation 5 and Xbox February the 23rd, and I love the original Fable. This one looks a bit dark and cinematic, but as long as it takes the personality and mechanics of the original, it's setting itself up to be a really good open world RPG with lots of choices, consequences, and things to do. I'm really just guessing this based on the franchise, since the trailer seems to prefer having a character monologuing than showing too much, but yeah. Now the Xbox box art does say that a download is required, but on PlayStation 5 it does not say that. Gears of War E-Day is releasing on October the 6th and is an Xbox exclusive. Yes, apparently they still exist. And this is a prequel entry in the franchise when the Locust Wars actually began, so you get to see the world during the initial devastation. I think that's pretty cool. You can always rely on this franchise to have some pretty meathead cover shooter gameplay that will satisfy. Before we get any further, if you are new here, then hit that subscribe button, okay? It will be the best thing you do today. If you like physical video games, you enjoy actually owning the thing you pay money for, then this is the place to be, I promise you. Halo Campaign Evolved is another remake of the first Halo game, this time changing more things to make it fit in line with the rest of the series. Sure, make the best Halo game more like the worst ones. That seems like a good idea to me. Yeah, I do think the campaign of the first game is the best, personally, sorry. Before we knew too much, before all the twists, but I'm a simple guy, what do I know? That's my L take. This remake will have more levels, redesigned levels too, and the physical is coming July the 28th on Xbox and PlayStation 5, but both physicals say a download is required, hopefully just for multiplayer stuff, but best to wait to be sure. Twilight Parade Moonlit Mononoke is coming July the 31st on PlayStation 5. This is a fan-servicey bullet hell shmup where the physical release also includes 2 bonus games, so while each game is fairly cheap digitally, at least you're getting a bit of bang for your buck with this triple pack. If you like indie shmups, this one may be worth picking up. Dark Mass is getting a physical release on PlayStation 5 in a standard and limited edition sometime later this year. This is an underwater horror game which might be the scariest setting of all. There is a sunken house that you dive into and no doubt things get a bit spooky. Could be a good one. Stranger Than Heaven is releasing physically on January the 15th for PlayStation 5 and Xbox. This looks like a Yakuza game in all but name. Set in the past, you delve through different periods of your character, their life as you witness Japan change over, a tumultuous period from 1915 all the way up to 1965 with plenty of stops in between. This looks really good. Vengeance Hunters is getting a physical release in Europe on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 later this year in a variety of editions. There's a standard edition, a limited edition which includes a soundtrack CD, art book, control cards, magnets, poster. Then there is the Neo Geo edition, which isn't actually a Neo Geo game. It has the same things as the limited edition but also comes in a Neo Geo box. The game was originally developed on Neo Geo hardware, so that makes sense, and it is a very well received beat 'em up. Looks pretty cool. Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. I forgot to mention this one last episode. Oh well. This is a new game in the Tomb Raider series. Well, kind of a new. It's a reimagining of the first game in the series. Much more so than the Anniversary, which was a remake of the first game too. We're just in an endless loop of remakes, but gradually getting away from the original. This is like a full-on modern Tomb Raider style offering. Hopefully they still maintain the same slow-paced atmosphere and a distinct lack of massacring endless bad guys, is releasing physically on PlayStation 5 and Xbox February the 12th in a standard and deluxe edition. Wow, February is going to be crazy. And there we have a bunch of new announcements. What was your favorite in this episode? Let me know in the comments below alongside your thumbs up. If you want to pre-order any of these, then please do so with the links down below in the description and pinned comment. I greatly appreciate that, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.